Howdy goons, minions, and soon-to-be servants of the Nimzy Empire. It's close. It's so close. It's so close, yet so very far away, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Switch 2 launch. Time is really passing at a crawl for me, probably because I'm writing something new every day about the Switch 2, so I have a little daily reminder that I'm blank days away. It's like being in school again and watching the clock, waiting for the bell to ring, each second getting progressively longer than the last. So, what am I doing while I wait for the Switch 2 to launch? Gaming. What else? I literally do nothing else. Let's chill for a minute and talk about something positive for a change. Here's the great games I'm playing while I wait for the Switch 2 to arrive. I don't think I mentioned this yet, but I'm trying to beat 100 games this year, so a lot of these games are being played to fill out that list. If you want to check out what I've played and my reviews of the games, check out my backlog. I've listed it in the description. I'm currently at 44 out of 100, so I think I'm doing pretty good. BioShock Remastered. You might actually be surprised to hear that I'm not doing much gaming on the Switch while I wait. The majority of games I want to play on the Switch are being justified by the Switch 2 making them run better. It's not news that Switch 1 games tended to run slow, so I'm staying away from Switch 1 stuff while I wait because I don't want to be constantly thinking, this is probably better on the Switch 2. That, and I don't want to turn on my Switch 2 and realize I beat all my other games weeks ago. So I've been playing BioShock Remastered, and I'll likely end up playing the rest of the series. I'm currently on BioShock 1, and I'm having a pretty great time with it. I remember being so excited for that game when I saw the E3 trailer and the guy got drilled from behind by a Big Daddy. Saying that out loud, that sounds really homoerotic. Anyway, the character looked down and saw the drill going through his stomach, and it was just so hardcore. Up until that point, I had avoided horror games and grown-up games. For those that haven't played, BioShock is a spiritual successor to System Shock. It's a game where you play a guy who, through mysterious circumstances, a plane crash, ends up on a weird lighthouse in the middle of the ocean. Even though this is a great and ominous building, you decide to go in anyway. It's not like the sharks would be any more hospitable than an abandoned lighthouse. Inside you find a bathysphere and hop in. Upon reaching the bottom, you're contacted over a nearby radio. A man named Atlas is wondering how you got there, but questioning can come later. Right now, you're the only hope he has for finding his wife and daughter. While you're down here, you'll explore a massive submerged city, a veritable Atlantis. While exploring, you learn about the politics of the city's creator, Andrew Ryan, some horrible science experiments, and you'll get attacked by people crazed and addicted to a substance called Adam. You soon encounter a little girl who is harvesting Adam from a dead body and drinking it from her syringe. One of the crazed Adam-addicted splicers, that's what they're called, splicers, tries to kill her, but Daddy won't let any harm come to his daughter. A massive creature clad in a diving suit with a big drill for an arm annihilates the splicer in front of you. Great news, the enemy of my enemy is a friend. But that's not the case. Down here, you need Adam to survive, and those little sisters are the only ways to get it. The lore is fantastic, of course. There's so much story, and it's really unique. For those who like the story, it's great, and the combat is great too. It's a first-person survival horror game with guns and magic called Plasmids. You'll be lighting things on fire, electrocuting things, picking up bombs with telekinesis and throwing them right back at the guy who threw them at you. If you get the collection, you should be able to beat all 3 games in under 50 hours, making for a great distraction. The second one's really cool too. The second one, you get to play a Big Daddy instead of being, beaten up by a Big Daddy. And then the third one is entirely unlike the rest of the series and is more of an action game. You can honestly skip BioShock 1 and 2 and just go straight to that one if you wanted to. The Outer Worlds, made by Obsidian Entertainment, former Fallout game devs. The Outer Worlds is a first-person RPG shooter where you play someone who just woke up from cryogenic sleep. You're one of the many from a forgotten colony, and you're from the best of the best. Scientists, doctors, and heroes, people who were put to sleep to be woken up when the galaxy and humanity would need them the most. But upon waking, the world is much different than you remember. It's a capitalist hellscape. As you play, you'll make lots of decisions that will affect the entire solar system, freeing workers from an oppressive tuna cannery who won't even allow their workers to take medicine to treat the currently rampant plague, or busting a union for deserting the factory and trying to seek a better life. Will you turn in the old man who woke you from your slumber, or will you help him wake the rest of the sleeping colony and save mankind from starvation? This is an interesting game with a real gravity to your choices. In many choice-based RPGs, you're punished heavily for making evil decisions, but in this game, it's more punishing to be a good person. Combat is light and snappy, feeling much like Fallout 4's combat. The perk system is a little more restrictive, and the skill system is pretty similar to New Vegas. I'm currently playing it on Supernova difficulty, which is essentially survival mode. You have hunger, thirst, and sleep meters. You can only sleep at your ship, you can only manually save at your ship, and fast traveling to anywhere but your ship is disabled. It's a hard mode at first, but about halfway through the game, you'll outlevel everything and breeze through. Due to the high density of consumables, your babysitting meters are rarely a problem. problem, and as long as you stick with one build, combat will be a breeze. I got the Spacer's Choice Edition a while back from Epic Games, but I also bought it at launch. Since it has a sequel coming, I wanted to play it. I'm nearly done though, as I'm on the last DLC. Well, second to last DLC. I played them out of order. But in total, this game should kill about 30-ish hours for you. Monster Hunter World. If you're a Nintendo fan, you're probably intimately familiar with the franchise. This one is getting on in the years now, but I'm trying to get to the end before I move on to Rise. My group has a bad habit of picking up Monster Hunter, playing for a week, and then never touching it again. We're hopefully taking it a little more seriously now. The gist of the game is that you get big weapons and you hunt big monsters. The big monsters give you materials that you turn into armor and weapons themed from the slain monsters. It's definitely got a dress-up side to it, but the combat itself is very hardcore. The monsters are seriously no joke. Each one is a real final boss in its own right. Also, when you think you've finished the game, you unlock higher difficulty hunts, and your armor passives start to matter a lot more. This entry is one of the first ones that make a serious, dedicated effort to make the game more playable and approachable for a larger audience. But playing this after having played Rise, well, it's painfully slow by comparison. Rise makes everything much faster by giving you a mount. There is DLC for World, but it's not needed early on. There is about 30 hours of gameplay before you get to that point. Crazy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3. This is a weird one. The dev played Puzzle Quest and realized that a match-3 puzzle game could handle any situation you may encounter in a game easily. So they made a game where your main form of conflict resolution is through matching puzzles. The story's pretty interesting too. It's essentially Resident Evil but dinosaurs, and the game constantly makes references to prior entries that never existed. It's a very off-the-wall and funny game. It's heavy on the narrative and is a bit of a visual novel. It even features time travel mechanics like most modern multiple-ending visual novels. It's really hard to share much without spoiling it, but the game is very meta, and there's a clown alley. It's an alley full of stock images of clowns. I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what kind of game it is. Immortal Redneck. What are the chances that I'd be playing 2 games with Redneck in the name at the same time? Pretty high, because CRDM3 reminded me that I never finished Immortal Redneck. In IR, you play a redneck who crashed in a desert and becomes a mummy and is now immortal. You go through pyramids to collect coins and weapons and fight enemies. When you die, you're resurrected back outside. Outside the pyramid, you can spend your coins to unlock stats, items, and loadouts. It's one of those games that get better the more you play it. It's also a first-person shooter and plays like Serious Sam. If you wanted something similar, but magic, try Ziggurat 2. You don't need to play the first one. It's a similar game, but with a ton more to do, and it's all magic themed. They're both kind of like Rogue Legacy, but without the inheritance mechanics. Don't expect much out of them. They're kind of turn your brain off and shoot games. Very much second screen friendly if you like to watch a video while playing. Speaking of videos, you could always watch my videos. I mean, they're right here. I'm right here. But that's all I've been up to lately. It might seem weird to be playing so many things at once, but they all fit a different vibe, and half are being played exclusively on live streams. I don't play live stream games offline because I don't want my audience to feel like they're missing out. But before I go, make sure to check out my blog. This video was up there first as a blog post. I also have blog exclusives that aren't getting turned into videos, and some of the blogs that do have videos have some extra stuff in them that didn't make it into the video version. I also ad-lib a little bit when I do videos, so the video versions have some stuff that the blog doesn't, so either way, you're getting some, new stuff. But you can find all of those on nimzynova.com. Yeah, I managed to get me a .com. I'm so surprised that nimzynova.com wasn't already taken. It's such a popular name where I'm from. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye. Bye 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 bye.